Hey, what's up guys? Today's Q&A question is about how to bypass a AV unit. So the question is from YouTube, and basically it's how do I bypass a Pioneer NEX head unit? Well, for those of you that don't know what a bypass is, essentially the manufacturer on most AV units or navigation units, whatever you'd like to call them, recommend connecting the parking brake wire to the actual parking brake. Basically what that means is it locks you out of functionality while in motion. You'd actually have to pull up the e-brake to be able to access certain menus like the navigation or the phone menu, etc. So doing a bypass will actually allow you to access some of these menus and some of the functionality of the unit while in motion. Now, of course, we definitely want to advocate that this should be used for off-road use only, and that, of course, if you choose to bypass your unit, it's at your own discretion. However, basically, like I said, there's a few things that you could do to bypass it specifically for the Pioneer NEX units, and then Brendan's going to go ahead and tell you what you can do to achieve that.
So basically you have the available NEX units as the 4000, 4100 or 4200, 51, 61, 71, 81.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. So basically what I'm going to recommend is a micro bypass. You'll find that on our website at sonicelectronics.com. You just type in micro bypass. It's going to pop up the particular bypass that you would need for the NEX units. Now, you cannot use a traditional TR7 like you were able to on the older Pioneer generation units and or a regular relay. Unfortunately, the TR7 and or the relay clicks on or engages too fast before the unit has time to fully boot up. So it doesn't recognize that the actual e-brake wire was grounded after the unit booted up.
And to clarify also, these units do require what they call a double pulse ground. So it sees two pulses of ground. With a conventional TR7, and of course you could reprogram the TR7 to do many different things and make it work, but out of the box how we used to use it, it will not work unless you reprogram it. But essentially it's not getting the double pulse at the correct time during boot up for it to bypass the unit.
And that's why you need the micro bypass. So there's a couple exceptions on the NEX line to get around from the micro bypass, but I do suggest it with any of the NEX units that you purchase. It just makes it a lot easier. Now, there's one way around it. On the units that have built-in navigation, the NEX units that have built-in nav, which are the 81, 71, and 61 and 5100 series, there's a way to get through the settings of the menu on the unit to basically set on the parking brake feature so it always sees that the parking brake is on. Basically what you're going to want to do is on any of those units, go ahead and turn the unit off or standby mode. Once it's in the off or standby mode, in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, right here, about a 1/4 inch up from the bottom trim and a 1/4 inch from this frame, you're going to go ahead and press and hold your finger there for approximately about 5 to 10 seconds. After you're holding, you're going to hear the unit go beep, and it's going to say set on in the middle of the screen, which basically is telling you that the parking brake feature is now permanently bypassed on that unit. Now, obviously, if you disconnect power from the unit or you swap your battery in the vehicle,
it could potentially reset it.
Exactly, so that's why I'm recommending the micro bypass, so that's always permanently installed behind the radio and it always sees that double pulse to ground for the parking brake. So it's very simple to do that bypass on this unit through the software. But obviously, like I said, get a micro bypass for about $17. It makes your life a lot easier. And that's how you would basically bypass this unit. Now to revert the parking brake, you're just gonna follow the same steps. Basically turn the unit off, press and hold right here in the bottom left-hand corner, and it'll say set off. And that's basically now turning off the parking brake bypass feature in the NEX units.
And just to clarify what Brendan means by off, the radio will still be on, but you're actually turning off the source.
Exactly.
When you go to the source menu, you'll see it will say off. A unit will just still physically be on, but once you're on that screen, after you've hit the button on the screen that says off, on that menu that it lands on is where you'll actually press and hold, right where Brendan's finger is, to then go ahead and bypass, and it will say set on. Other than that, like we said, the bypass for micro is probably the best way to go about it. It is an additional part, but then you don't have to worry about anything. However, if you choose not to, there is a few select models that obviously will work like Brendan described. Other than that, I'm Alan.
Pretty much it, I'm Brendan. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more.
Hey, what's up guys? Today's Q&A question is about how to bypass a AV unit. So the question is from YouTube, and it's how do I bypass a Pioneer NEX head unit? Well, for those of you that don't know what a bypass is, essentially the manufacturer on most AV units or navigation units, whatever you'd like to call them, recommend connecting the parking brake wire to the